projects as well. Really cheap techs, rather, so we'll go through them quickly. Looks like the UK is taking care of most of its rebellion problem. I don't know if we want to launch a big invasion while we've got, you know, no money. Although the UK may not have any either. Problem is still, like, starting that war. So, I wonder if we can get it up high enough with Russia to become friends with them. I don't know. Let's just focus on burning our bridges with the United Kingdom. And then we'll YOLO a war with them, maybe. Input tech and some techs. Collectivist theory. That sounds fine. Is there a massive war going on again? Oh, the Second Great War did, in fact, kick off. But the thing is, even when there was no war, the economy was still kind of in the crapper. So, Belgium, Russia, Senegal, France, Denmark, Italy, United Kingdom, North German Federation. That is a pretty big war. Then no metal resource in your vicinity? None at all in our vicinity. That's been one of the big issues. All we have access to is some agricultural products, rather. We have some cotton and silk, which has been nice for our clothing industry, but we have no coal, no iron, which does make these factories a lot more shit. And we may have a problem importing it. Oh, we're 17th overall. It's whiskey and chocolate! What with Persia? I mean, they're not actually in a war, although there's other stuff. Happy new ISO 8601 week numbering year. I mean, is that the international date format? I'm not entirely getting the reference, but okay. Sorry. Input, outputs, business regulations, more tax efficiency, cheaper factories as well. More outputs. Yeah, I mean, Russia's in there, and you're right. That could mean we could jump on Persia while Russia's busy in the Great War. Of course, we'd have to pump up our maintenance and then, you know, risk going horribly, horribly bankrupt. I don't know. You want to? Chat? We have some infamy. Oh, we'd still be okay. Here, let's justify a war anyway. Ottoman Emperor accepted the crisis offer. Acquire West Macedonia. Trouble is brewing. Okay, that's a new crisis, but that's not... Oh no, the Great War's over. And I don't know why we don't get pop-ups for all of these, like... Other interesting. Yeah, interesting nations. Let me know when they do that. Yeah, I feel like not the right pop-ups are enabled by default. The fact that a huge world war can start and stop without us having a pop-up, and we did reset our, we did reset our messaging things, and it didn't actually set up the rules again. North German Federation went away, formed Germany. Okay. World economy is still poop. We have all the prestige gainers, so that would help us get a little ahead of the queue as well. Yes, I know you can stockpile what you need to build troops and building. That's what happens every time you build troops. Well, first of all, like, you don't have to pre-stockpile for building troops and buildings. It will buy them when you start the factory. That's what it does, it buys them. The only time stockpiling makes sense is you could pre-stockpile equipment before you go to war when you're afraid things will shut down. But as far as I can tell, unless I'm misunderstanding something, nothing you're mentioning right now would have any impact on what we are currently doing. And it would just, you know, sink our economy that much more. Are any of these shared prestige? Yeah, they are, but it's shared, which is pretty low. Just getting more prestige would put us a little further up, but... The goal of the campaign? Well, it was mostly just survival. Really, and ideally becoming... Well, it'd be great if we could become a great power. Here we're going to settle for maybe secondary power, which we are very close on. Alright, our budget is still fluctuating, but getting a little closer. I mean, it would hurt, you know, some of our factories, but honestly, it doesn't matter that much with these tariffs, because mostly we're still importing from within the sphere. Hey, that's actually a lot of rebels. And we're attacking the mountains. It looks like we'll be okay. Yeah, I don't know how much the, yeah, the naval spending won't really have an impact, but I guess we can go and trim it a little bit. I could cut the subsidies, but the problem is if I did that, it would, like, shut down all of our factories. Let's subsidize the cement factory still. And the first two clothing factories, we're going to subsidize them as well. Also the lumber mill to make sure it stays open because it produces other goods. We're going to cut back on that for now. We might just end up with rampant unemployment though. Canned food is surprisingly profitable. A little more permanent prestige. We're creeping up there. More potential prestige from neoclassical theory. Oh, China definitely have it. I'm every country in the world is probably hurting. So what's interesting about this is there's a lot of raw goods that get produced in China that used to supply the rest of the world. But then when they become a great power, they keep it all to themselves. And the rest of the world just suddenly starves for all resources. Which is what's going on here. Our factories don't have the goods. Machine parts. So we're going to keep subsidizing this as well, because the machine parts are going to be used for some of the other factories to make sure they keep running. Same thing with the cement. You can see that red blip that comes up from time to time? That's them not being able to get their resources. It just doesn't exist on the world market. Did we just slip down to 19th place on prestige? Oh, maybe I'm thinking wrong. I guess I'm thinking of the 18 there. No, we're okay. Gas attacks unlocked. Hey! Now we're talking. Now, if we attack someone who doesn't have anti-gas protection, all of a sudden, crazy things are going to happen. Yeah, we have no money. Now we're starting to go into debt. Again, most likely every other country is the same way, too. The tariffs are not the things that are causing problems with their factories, although maybe I will go and remove them anyway. Because, I mean, that's kind of sort of unchanged. Oh, I don't have any money to actually expand the factories now. Okay, more prestige. More tech. Iron steel in the Iran region. Moving up might be nice. Let's get some tax efficiency. And you know what? Russian Empire is fighting Spain. No, we can't start that. So I can't leave a sphere. All I can do is join someone else's sphere, right? So I don't think this did anything for us. Like, maybe we can get in a position where Russia's starting to fight over us. Honestly, I think most of what we need to do is just try to, like, last through the global recession. I mean, I'm assuming everyone's having the same issue. It may not matter as much depending on what sphere they're in and where they're getting their goods. It'd be great if we can get inside China's sphere. Is there a way to find out? Okay, if we find ourselves right over here. China does actually have a good amount of influence with us. Let's improve relations with China. Yeah, they're trying to boost it. Wanted poster. I know, we'll upset the rich. If we keep boosting relations with China, they will be able to... they will get more points with us. That would be kind of interesting. Oh, you go down to minus 200 maybe and take a decision. So we keep getting moving targets with what we have to do to leave the sphere. Leave sphere of influence. Yeah, minus 200. Okay. I mean, we'd still want to be sphered by someone. Say why they won't accept. Oh, hey, thanks for the bits, Joe. Jeez. I see you playing this game. Just curious, any person or game developer asked you to play? Just felt the itch. It had been a while. Hey, we're turning a profit. Oh, we did just go to secondary power, which might be part of it. What I'm going to do is... I'm going to go and open everything. Now that some things have changed. See, resources should be able to come in. That should mean more things are going to start turning a profit again. I'm going to focus on repaying some loans just to bring down the interest. Yeah, it may have something to do with the fact that we're a secondary power, which also has implications for our tech speed and things. Oh, I can leave Sphere of Influence. Do we want to, you guys? We could just wait until the next time the UK is in a big war. Leave and go. Yeah, they'll get a CB. Yeah, no kidding. Let's just keep, for now, let's keep making friends with China and maybe Russia. And let's just wait. Get this mostly for the prestige. Drop some interest payments. We're gonna bring up our military subsidies a bit, about 70%. I mean, it may not matter for that fight, although I think we'll be okay because we still had a numbers advantage. And then another one. And then more prestige. More rebellion. But this should be okay. More prestige, more prestige. And then the economy goes away. I mean, we didn't change our, like, spending pattern that much. But yeah, I think it's the world shifting around, and then we've got some business people who want to open up a glass factory. Yeah, just like that. Germany. Eating up some more UK. Hey, we're 15th overall. Would love to grab more territory. I just don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to do it. Lose a bunch of officers. I don't know, whatever. Oh, we were never great power, but we're still a secondary power, because top 16 is secondary power. So that's not what caused our money to become fascist. You know what? Well, fascism could possibly go wrong. And then, yeah, surrounded by China over here. We've got a lot of troops. They want their land back. Siam's pretty big, actually. And just like that, we're making money. Like, it feels like sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Things are still flashing red. Inputs are still a big problem, and that's really what it is as other people sort of shift some of their interests around, goods become more or less available on the market. Thing is, leaving the sphere of influence would probably completely crash our economy because we would have no access to trade. Like, it would be really rough. Let's get the final railroad tier. It'd be so rough. And just like that, we're making £1,000 a month. As long as we're getting goods, our income is insane. It's just that we got choked off of the economy for a little while. Permanent prestige. Having good prestige is going to help us get our resources. There you go, a little more over there. There you go. No more debt. Part of me wants to upgrade our factories, but what I'll do is I'll do another round of opening them. That's going to be okay. But even though we've got a lot of unemployment, I'm not going to upgrade our factories at this time. We have way too many clerks over here. Let's go and remove that focus. And then over here, we'll encourage some clerks. Clerks definitely add factory efficiency, which is nice. It could improve because the UK is no longer leeching goods. That's true, but we are dependent on quite a number of goods from outside of our nation. No wars going on. I mean, that might be helping the world economy as well. And unfortunately, we can't just throw more money at the problem. Like, we can't just throw money into being able to buy more goods. It'd be interesting if you could offer more cash to guarantee that you had a flow of goods into your nation. North into China, grab cotton and iron. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things I would love to grab. More cotton could definitely help us. Oil over here. Don't really do anything with oil yet. Yeah, coal. Coal would be lovely. Iron over here. Like, really, just taking huge bites out of Persia would be amazing. But we can't just fight Russia. Time's running out. You don't have Navy to blockade London. Land war will take time. Road level up. Just go after the UK. I mean, maybe. Let's boost our military spending. Get that back up to the full. Has Tibet got any resources? Oh. Hello. Unfortunately, we have a lot of infamy. No, Tibet would be the target. I don't know if it's got resources. It's got a lot of mountains that would be really annoying to fight. Cattle, 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 cattle. Not really useful. Going after UK would be starting a land war in Asia. I mean, land wars in Asia, those are fine, right? I'm pretty sure. I've heard they're totally okay. More shared prestige. Still 15th overall. We're going to bank up a bunch of money. Max out our military maybe and go. Germany's backing. Oh. Oh. Crisis fell through. Womp womp. I missed a donation earlier. Oh, Named Moose! Hey, Named Moose! It's the ISO week-based calendar where years have a whole number of weeks. Today's the first day of the first week of 2020. Have a whole... Wait, what? First week of 2020. Okay. I mean, it is. Whole number of weeks, but it's not... Huh. Interesting. Oh, right. That was the other problem with Tibet is we don't actually border them. You're right. The blue dashes over here are impassable terrain. It's not very clear and clean. Chinese Civil War. It's nice not have to worry about dudes over here so much. Also got iron. Yeah, we'll have to do a run as Belgium at some point, because they start with iron and coal. Like, they are an industrial monster. I mean, take on China. If they have, you know, only slightly more brigades than we do. I've not played the game where you build an inn again, but it's kind of nice. Mongolia, no. I know. Planning going to war, going to piss off our allies. Now it's fun. Oh yeah, we got the railroad tech. I think our capitalists are expanding the railroad, but let's go and manually make sure our railroads are maxed out as much as possible. Maybe our forts as well. Sure, we'll spend more money. That's okay. Same here. Forts. And sure, railroads. I mean, we have a lot of industry over here, and the industry will definitely be helped by having powerful railroads. Our dudes will be able to move around well, which is going to be okay. Tax efficiency boost, woo. All right. A bunch of these are in Asia, actually. Well, no, they're all in Asia. We're in Asia. I was thinking in China over here. So I don't know where all these troops are building, but we'll be fine. We'll just build everything we can. Tank our economy once more. More prestige, more prestige. 17th overall. Oh, no, yeah, we lost secondary power status. Although building up more troops will give us more military score, which might help.